Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise. So anyway, I'm going to read for Jewel. Jewel South wanted me to check into Dianne Feinstein. See if she's going to be making a decision. Anyway, I'm going to just let the cards talk to me, I suppose. So let me swap up the camera here rather than going into it saying all these details about what I think. Let's just do the reading. So give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided to use the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edward because there's so many extra cards in here that I think would be helpful to try and figure out well, it's not figuring it out. It's just a surrender to the truth. Thanking my guides for helping me get the cards lined up in the right way to show us either what Dianne Feinstein will decide on her own, or like basically would she resign and possibly would get replaced by Gavin Newsom. So if the male card comes through, that'll be him rather than, I think she's married, but so I have to break a little rule there and assign the man card as Gavin Newsom. And of course the female would be her. So we'll see if either of those cards come through. But anyway, yeah, so she's definitely having some health issues. But let's see. A little bit of the past can come through. I don't mind that, but I mostly want to know the future. What will she decide or not? And then, because, to not make a decision is still a decision. So if she just sits back and still does nothing, then how will that go for her and the Democrats? She's been wonderful, but goodness. Okay, so, in the past, but she's 89. And I'm not into any type of ageism, but she's been showing signs of mental decline for years. Okay, so there's our top row. And there she is, and there's her mental decline there. Yeah, and definitely not, her senses are not sharp anymore. But then again, this little guy there, he's about manipulation. She's still going to have all of her benefits and everything whenever she leaves. She's been stepping down from her duties since 2020. Yeah, okay, so chopstick time here, or magic wand as Tia calls it. Hi, Tia. Okay, so with the star in the center here, knighting out to these 4 cards, the combination message I'm getting there is her connection to the truth is obscured, and her secrets are, she's trying to keep them private, and as far as I think the way, well, you know what, I'll just be as kind as I possibly can and say when a person's brain isn't working properly, you don't make the right decisions. And like I said, to not make a decision is still a decision. So we do have some selfishness here. I love kitties, but the meaning of this card is selfishness. Let's go with a few cards up here. I'll do the corners, and I'm going to really focus in on this 9 box around her. So the flow, her abundance, and she's looking towards the light, but the darkness is moving ahead towards actual some kind of it's a little bit abusive. She has set her, well, now I'm going into this, so I'm just going to stick here for now. She has set herself up by not making a decision. She has fractured some reality within, and by her trying to manipulate a situation to her advantage, she has set herself up for abuse. And the whole Democratic Party, because if she were to resign, she might be able to get replaced, by Gavin Newsom. If she remains absent, then all of Biden's judicial nominees can't pass. And she's holding up abortion rights. I don't know that you guys are going to have to help me out here. I've never heard of anybody, recovering from a case of shingles since 2020. I mean, is that a thing? I mean, I thought it was weeks or months. I didn't realize it could be years. So I'm feeling like there's a lack of honesty there, and these cards are revealing that. I mean, she's been absent from the Senate since February. This is April. She hasn't been there at all. Yeah, and we need her, right? And this fractured reality within, she's like shattering. She's not like, she is shattering the work that needs to be done and the assets of the Democratic Party, which would be safety and security. Yeah, she's, and this is her just staying at home. So she has an opportunity. All of these cards are weighing down on her. I think this might be kind of, she's looking at it, but I think this card might be kind of sneaking up behind her. With the clover here, I mean, it is a card of recovery, so maybe she has had some little bits of temporary recovery and thinking she's okay, right? This card can also be like her moods that come in. But see, the thing is this is a good card, but this is a neutral, well, nah, it's not even neutral, it's pretty negative. This is a very negative card, this is a very negative card. So all of the surrounding cards surrounding her are pretty negative, except for that she's holding on to her safety and security. The House card is also my body and soul card. And with the fox above it, she could be working with a medical specialist. There's that possibility, but she's just doing things that are wrong. And she might have a bit of a hidden agenda and not be consciously aware of what she's doing. But this is definitely manipulation. It's also a card of needing to work and do little bits of work from home is what she's been doing. So this is showing me the past. So right here we have the past. Yeah, working little bits, spurts of work, repetitive spurts of work from home. And then looking towards recovering, but she's still selfishly holding on to her position. And her mind is very clouded, to simply state, these cards here. She might be having trouble with her fluid levels, and it could be affecting her brain and shattering her reality there. Like she might be going through dehydration or swelling and back and forth. I don't know there. On another level, the fish is our card for drinking. It's our card for a lot. So, and it's also our card for abundance primarily. But it's ruled by Neptune. And so I'm feeling like there's a lot of confusion. The clouds card is mostly about doubts and waiting and feeling detached. It's very moody and confused, and can be sad. And just most of all, there's a lot of uncertainty. So that's what's been going around. She's been circling it. She's been in this vicious circle of confusion, with just whipping it up, and then that's been manipulating. It's like she's not aware. I don't believe she's aware at all about the problems that she is actually causing by manipulating the entire, because this would be the security of the Democratic Party and America. We need those new judges to counter effect all the, I think there were over 200 lower court judges that Trump pushed through, and McConnell, right? We need to counter effect that, or balance that out. So in the future, she's going to be attracting even more stress, more people talking about her. And there are many, well, with the stars here, it's usually my card for connections, but this could be her intention, that albeit unconscious, right? And again, I mean, when it comes to someone's future, and you get the book, there could be secrets. It all depends on the context of the question. But so let me just focus in on that rather than turning this whole thing into a teaching issue. The deal is, I think she has secrets, and she's not revealing exactly what's going on there, and she might not know herself what's the connections that are going on. There's a problem there. But when it comes to the Democratic Party here, yeah, it's causing stress, attracting even more stress. But at some point, so looking at the, trying to frame in the reading here, there will be some type of recovery with the flow as to commitment, and something suddenly will come through. A solution will suddenly come through. And the Democratic Party will be celebrating because there's some power and control back in place. Interesting. I don't know how that's going to happen, because the Republican senators can just filibuster the heck out of everything, when it comes to a resolution to replace her. So maybe, I wonder if, so she's looking forward this way. I wonder if she's going to jump back in. Because here she is, and here's the stork with, this is our card for improvement. So maybe she does have, I mean, I don't have health cards around, in the future, and this is about her and her future. So I'm wondering, what is she going to do? It's going to be sudden, whatever it is. And she is in control. She's controlling these cards here, this area here, and what's right underneath her. So maybe she'll have some lucidity and come back through, actually travel, because the storks go, back and forth from their nest. So travel from her home in San Francisco, I think, and I could be wrong, but I thought that's where she lived. But anyway, and get back to Washington, D.C., because she is definitely an asset to the power, to the web of power that we have in the Democratic Senate. If she does that, I'm not sure that she's going to say much about it. Then again, maybe so, because the birds here could open the book and speak, right? I mean, if I had the mountain there with the book, I would say, nah, things are closed. If the fox were up here next to the book, I'd say, yeah, it's going to be pried open. The birds could pry it open. So I think her secrets will be revealed, and maybe the Democratic Party will be celebrating, because I think she might take self-responsibility and do what she needs to do. Maybe she'll have a sudden recovery, a sudden health recovery. Let's try, I'm going to go from the other side, and let's see. Okay, so there we have a decision that would be productive. Yeah, okay. And reveals. Now that, so that, remember I assigned that to be Gavin Newsom or some other man that would be replacing her. Because I know Dick Durbin had somebody set up as well, besides Gavin Newsom. So anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, it's someone that would interact very well. Clearing out the conflict of her health and all the branches of government here, and be very supportive. Whomever this man is very, I think, well regarded, good reputation for the Democrats, and would move in quickly. This card goes really fast. I feel like drawing one more. I'm just going to put it right here. Yeah, so I think something's going to come out on the news. Good news at some point. I would have never thought this. Now, notice I did not get the coffin card to show that that would be my card for her resigning. I think she might come in and do what she can. Man, I'm not, maybe you guys can help me out with this. I'm not understanding how it could work both ways. But it looks like a man comes in, and it looks like there's some sudden decision for her to give power and control over to create harmony and peace. But she could also be coming and going. Or maybe she's remotely, because, this little star card under here rules the internet. So does the sudden lightning. That would be, I've gotten that before for like wire transfers, in other political readings. So we have internet here and here. So it might be that she's voting remotely, and she's going to have a health improvement. Because, I mean, these cards aren't bad for health. But then it's like the back and forth. That's probably why we have the clover here. There's little bits of recovery, and then it goes back and, trying to break through. But at 89, she really needs to take really good care of herself. But how do you do that if you're going to push yourself? I mean, she's worked really hard all her life. So I understand her not wanting to give up. She's she'd be one of the will types that it's all about power. But she's always done the right thing in the past. It's just recently she's been really messing up. But again, it's because her brain isn't working correctly, which can happen, when you're ill. I'm not going to say she has dementia or Alzheimer's, but it's possible that her illnesses have, because it's really hard to stay positive when you're not feeling good, right? Anybody could understand that. So I don't know how it could happen, but it looks to me like everything's going to be okay, because we have support here and loyalty to whomever this man is, and some decision that creates, the ability to fan the flames of success for the Democratic Party, because I was focusing mostly on her and the Democratic Party. But we can expect, we always can expect the Republicans to just block everything. There's something that happens where some man is awarded. I'm thinking the only logical way that could happen is if she backs off and resigns, but I didn't get the coffin card, so maybe the cards are just telling me in a different way. I mean, if I kept going from the bottom, yeah, it's still not even coming through there. Or if I went this way, there's the government, a vote, yeah, transactions, yeah. So I'm just going to let this be, and we'll see what happens, and can always touch in and do it again. I mean, so Dick Durbin, he's still the chairman. Maybe this is even Dick Durbin, because he's still the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. And even though they can't get the Senate votes in, they can still investigate things. They just can't, it doesn't really hold anything up except for the fact that they can't issue subpoenas without the votes. So that might be what's going on. But somewhere, somehow, things move forward really quickly. And I just don't know how that's going to be. But maybe you guys can help me out with that. Okay, thank you. Bye.